Hey guys, welcome to another riveting repair video. This time it's my printer, an inkjet printer. Now you can see I'm having some print quality issues here. Just happened all of a sudden. It was printing absolutely fine and all of a sudden it lost quality, and there's plenty of ink in the ink cartridges. That's the first thing to check. So I suspect it's some sort of blockage. Now, unfortunately, you're not going to get this repaired by anybody, right? You kind of have to do this yourself. I got quoted £75 an hour plus VAT with no guarantee of repair, and I bet you they are actually reasonably priced. And most good repairers like this guy said, look, it's just not worth doing. I can actually sell you a brand new printer for £150. So it's absolutely no point financially, but we're not doing that for this reason, right? Look at the size of this thing. It's made of glass, plastic, electronics, and even if it gets recycled, you know, the electronic components can be recovered, but the glass won't be. All that plastic is going to landfill, and I know, in my gut, I know this is a minor fault with this printer. It's not permanently damaged. It just needs to be cleaned. So I'm going to take you through all the steps. Let's get started. Right, spoiler alert, I did actually manage to repair my printer, which is fantastic, but I'm not going to lie, it took me nearly a whole day to do it. There's no guarantee it's going to take you a whole day. You may do it within a couple of hours or 10 minutes. It really depends how bad the blockage is. But let's just try some automatic cleaning processes that your printer should have, so we don't even have to get involved with all that. Obviously, each printer is different, but on this Brother printer, you're going through the main menu, main home screen, and run through the standard cleaning procedure and then do a test print afterwards to see if that clears the blockage. Assuming that's not solved the problem, we're going to have to do a power flush or an extra strong cleaning cycle, and the only way we can do that with a Brother printer is to go into the maintenance menu. You may have something similar on your printer. If not, you'll have to move on to the next step. We now need to use a cleaning kit, so you're going to have to order one of them. I can't recommend these guys highly enough. Printhead Hospital, they're the same as any other kit you buy online, but the difference was that when I ran into trouble, I couldn't quite understand what was going on. There was actually after-sales help, and they were really, really helpful. You also get a bigger amount of solution in the bottle, so check those guys out. I'll put a link in the description. Aside from the kit, I'd also recommend you get yourself a rag and a big roll of kitchen towel. To be honest, I find that actually better than the blotting paper that comes in the kit. I don't know what exactly is in this printhead cleaning solution, but online many people have suggested you can make your own one with 8 parts Windex to 2 parts rubbing alcohol. We don't have access to Windex or even something similar in the UK, so others have suggested isopropyl alcohol to distilled water 1:1, or 1 part isopropyl alcohol, 2 parts distilled water, or 1 part ammonia to 10 parts water. Certainly, I think ammonia, a small amount of ammonia, is a key ingredient, so you could shove some of that in there as well. Some printers have a really easily removable printhead. It's designed to do that, so you can sit it in a tray of cleaning solution. In this case, we're going to have to clean it in situ because it's going to be very difficult to remove it. On the Brother printer, lift the lid, and then you have to press the stop or X button for 3 seconds. Now, what I've noticed with this printer is if you don't have the original cartridges installed, as in like you've removed them to start cleaning, it won't allow you to move that print head. So you have to leave the cartridges in, whether they're empty or not, to be able to do this. The print head should be able to move back and forward like this. Slide in your blotting paper or a folded up pieces of kitchen towel. Boil some water and put it into a jug. You only need about 1 to 2 millilitres of clean solution per nozzle. So drop about 7 or 8 millilitres so you can do all the nozzles if you need to. Remove the hose and put the syringe in the hot water for a few minutes. Remove the cartridges, set them aside and make sure they're standing upright. Now you're going to take your heated syringe, attach the hose and plug it into whichever nozzles are blocked. In my case, all of them have got problems, but you only need to do the colours that are actually blocked. Slowly pump in 2 millilitres of solution. Move the print head or the paper to reveal the ink coming through. You should get a large deluge of ink. Move on to the next colour. In this case, not much has come through, so you can pump through another 1 to 2 millilitres, but this time give it a bit more force. Leave it for at least 5 to 6 hours to soak or overnight. I'm going to cap it with one of these plugs. If you haven't got one, that's fine. And we're going to check it in the morning. It's been a good 9 or 10 hours. Now I'm going to remove that cover and pump in another 1 millilitre of heated solution into each nozzle. You're going to want to replace the original ink cartridges in the printer now. Run a cleaning cycle and then a test print. Now here you can see it hasn't worked for me. I did actually end up trying the cleaning cycle 2 or 3 more times, which is what you may want to do, and it still didn't improve it. But what you can do is repeat the whole cleaning cycle with the cleaning solution and then leave it for a matter of days or even a couple of weeks. Some people have actually claimed this does do the trick. It eventually dissolves the hardened ink. At this point, you've probably got your head in your lap like I have, thinking, oh my God, I've just spent all this time trying to repair this and it hasn't worked. Most people would tell you the printer's knackered, chuck it in the bin. Probably because the print head has burned out and it's going to cost you almost as much to buy a new print head plus your time as it would do a new printer. But fear not, my friends, we have another solution to try. So how are we going to do that? Well, you should have a big pile of empty or mostly empty cartridges from all the wasted ink we used when we were doing cleaning cycles and test prints. And what we're going to do is we're going to empty those of the remaining ink like I'm doing now. We're going to fill them up with cleaning solution and then run that through the printer. In these brother cartridges, they've actually got 3 chambers and it's almost impossible to get the cleaning solution from the main chamber through to the back one. So we're going to have to drill a small hole in the top and then put a needle in there. You only have to remove most of the ink. Even though it looks like ink in that cartridge there, it's actually clean solution mixed with a little bit of ink, but that's fine. As long as it's mostly cleaning solution, that's what we're going to use. In standard mode, the printer is not going to recognize your cartridges full of printing solution, so we have to again go into maintenance mode. Now, if it's still saying cannot print when you try to do the cleaning cycle, that's probably because it just hasn't recognized the cartridge. So what you want to do is open the flap, pull the cartridges out, give them a little bit of a shake, and then push them in quite forcefully. Close the flap again. If it keeps doing it, just keep doing that. Eventually it will recognize it. Run a power cleaning cycle on all the cartridges, all the colors. By all means, leave it for several hours or days if you think that's going to help. Then remove the cartridges and start to soak up any of the cleaning solution that's leaked out. Replace the original ink cartridges and try a test print. Booyah, got my colours back except the black, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is take out the black cartridge, run the cartridge full of cleaning solution in it again, replace the original cartridge and try again. Would you, Adam and Eve it? It worked. Really pleased with that. I know it did take me a long time, but yeah, hopefully one of these solutions is going to work for you. The only last remaining thing I'd say is just clean up the printer a little bit. I got myself one of these little micro Hoover cleaning kits, attached it to my main Hoover, and just give the thing a clean out all over. Okay, because this is such an all ache, and I did say all ache, not with a B, I'm going to take you through some preventative measures that you can take when you're using your printer to try and reduce the chances of this happening again. Number one, first top tip from the pros, never turn off your printer. For an inkjet printer, a modern one at least, it will have an automatic cleaning cycle that it runs once or twice a day. And what that does is prevents the ink from drying out, what it's supposed to. In my case, it ended up blocking anyway because I hadn't switched it off for several months now once I was told not to do that. Of course, that does waste energy. Your alternative is to buy a laser printer that uses toner and can be turned off. It won't affect it. Or you can buy one with ink wells, but they are ridiculously expensive and still sometimes get clogged. Number two, when you go to put in a new ink cartridge, give it a shake first, because sometimes the solids within the solution can settle out a bit and that may cause a blockage. Number three, replace the ink as soon as it says getting low. I know this does waste ink, but the more air you have inside the cartridge, the more chance you'll get an air blockage in there. So there's two ways that a cartridge can get blocked. One is dried ink and the other is air. Following on from that, a quick fix potentially is if you think you've got an air blockage in there rather than ink, you can give it a little blast through of the cleaning solution, just 1/2 mil, and that's all you need, and then put the ink cartridge straight back in. And last but not least, and probably the most contentious, only buy genuine manufacturer ink cartridges. Of course, that's exactly what I do all the time. I don't try and save money by buying cheap knockoffs. No, but truthfully, guys, I think there's a lot of reputable sellers out there. Just make sure you buy from them. If you do buy really cheap cartridges, there is a chance you're going to have problems. Anybody who uses printers a lot definitely claims they have better quality and better reliability from the original cartridges. So it's entirely up to you, that one. Anyway, sorry this has been a really long video. There's been a lot to cover. You have to be really tenacious with this thing. Just keep chipping away at it until you get it fixed. Otherwise, you're going to be binning an entirely good printer. So I hope this has been useful for you. It certainly has been for me. If you did like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more videos on repairs and sustainability and so on. So we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.